You know, I think we just found an overall theme to this season here in the Wolf Den. But we'll get back to that in a second. I want to know how she's back. When, back in season 13, the Empty himself said to Cass that the big God does not have any power there. And now we get back to our theme for this season, and that is, What the Chuck? What is up, SPN family and YouTube family alike? Wolf420 back once again with another Supernatural review. Season 15, episode number 5, entitled Proverbs 17:3. Okay, hold up. Let's check that out. Okay, here we go. This is, Fire tests the purity of silver and of gold, but the Lord tests thy heart. Interesting. Okay, let me see how this applies to the episode. Do know one thing, though, about how this applies to the entire season. Chucky is sure as fork testing the hearts of all of us and the boys since the end of last season. Okay, moving on. So the episode starts off with a brief recap of the events so far, and before we proceed, last week, neither Sam nor Dean mentioned Castiel. It's Nook and Futz, like, for real. And I loved how Becky made a point of mentioning that in the meta moment on the episode. So we open on a scene of some young women on their annual camping trip, and eventually, shit starts happening. As they're drinking and talking, eventually one of them goes outside, probably to take a pee. I think she even said that. But then she vanishes. Also, you hear noises of, like, chewing sounds from outside. Eventually, as the two girls remain in the tent, another one of them gets snatched right outside the tent door, and the remaining girl screams bloody murder, and we cut to the intro logo. So we open on the bunker with Sam packing up some tools of the trade, and he checks his cell phone. Holy shit, he's trying to message Cass, worried about where he is. I'm glad they addressed that. Even if it is just a brief tease of a scene, you don't even notice unless you pause the episode. So Sam doesn't know what Dean did, and wonders what's going to happen, and I wonder what's going to happen when Sam finds out. Judging by how Sam is starting to get from the previous episodes, this Cass incident might just be the proverbial straw that breaks the camel's back at some point. Holy shit, proverbial, big word. Oh wait, holy shit, what the chuck? Proverbial is in a phrase used to describe a situation, and the episode is called Proverbs. Proverbial, Proverbs, wow. Fire tests the purity of silver and of gold, but the Lord tests the heart. It's a phrase that describes the situation. That's dope. Okay, moving on again. Dean returns, and Sam, startled, puts the phone down. So we get a hilarious moment with Dean eating ghost pepper jerky, and in pain, and a case is mentioned, and they get on it. That was great. I love it. Funny stuff, guys. I love some of their funny moments throughout the years. I mean, it's just great. But then on a serious note, we cut to the bunker again, and Dean is approaching Sam, who's sitting at a desk and wearing a white suit. Dean creates Thy Holy Head with none other than the Colt. But the heady hole in Sam closes up as his eyes glow red, and Samifer burns Dean like yesterday's Mary. Well, shit. But then Sam wakes up in the car on the way to the case, and Sam says a bad dream, and Dean says, why don't you tell me about it? And Sam doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah, probably not a good idea right now, buddy. Or maybe it's a better idea to talk to Dean about it. I don't know. You decide. Viewers, tell me below. So we cut to the boys getting their covers ready, and they pull a deep cut from Season 1. Dean says Sam looked like a baby, and Sam said, "Yeah, you look like one too, Dean." Dean says, "I look the same as I did then," and it's funny. It's all good, though. Y'all look great. I wish I looked as good as Sam does at the same age as I am. Moving on yet again. Boys interview the sheriff, and she tells them about the animal kills, and they figure out right away it's not regular animals. So, they get the information about the girl who survived, and they go to interview her next. Eventually, she tells them it was a man with fangs and claws that killed the other girls, and they tell her that was a werewolf. And the girl then tells them who the man was, and they wrap things up at the hospital, and we cut away from there as Dean watches the girl crying through the doorway. So the boys come on a scene of a hunting cabin to interview the man that the girl identified as the wolf. And the man lives with his brother, and the brother answers the door. It's funny how people in this episode keep looking twice at Dean's ID, questioning it like he don't look the same. So, as they interview the man, his brother is with him, and it's obvious that they are indeed both the Wolfmen. Next thing, though, as Dean thinks about shooting them straight off, the girl calls Dean, and they go to see her. Turns out that the wolf, the girl identified as her attacker, let her go when he was supposed to kill her. And now, the brother wolf is going to hunt her down and finish her off. So the boys take the girl to a hotel to keep her safe, because she's scared. And the wolves are also on the scene, waiting to strike. So we get some conversation between Dean and the girl wants Dean to stay with her until she falls asleep. There was a deep moment with her talking about destiny and hoping it was planned, and Dean saying, no, it wouldn't be good. So we cut to a scene of Dean waking up to Sam asking what the hell happened, and the girl was taken by the wolves, and Dean was drugged. The boys rush off to find the girl, and they do as she is a captive of the wolves, waiting briefly before her death. Epic battle ensues between the brother wolves and the boys, but eventually, the wolf who let the girl go shoots his brother and said he became a monster, and then called himself a monster too, and killed himself with Dean's gun. Okay. Turns out that he never wanted to hunt humans, but his brother started doing it. So astonishingly quick, the werewolves are found and killed, and the girl is in shock at what just happened. Dean tries to reach for her, and she panics, and she trips and falls on an antler rack, and dies too. So the boys didn't even save the victim or kill the monsters, and that's the end of the Creature of the Week. Something's fishy here, as Sam starts to suspect earlier in the episode. But wait, there's more. The dead girl speaks while laying on the ground impaled. It turns out the girl is actually Lilith returned. It was funny when her corpse said, well, this is a bitch. So Lilith is back. Holy shit. Okay. So, we expected as much, returns of everything every week, so it's cool, I'm good with it. So Lilith was resurrected by Chuck, to reclaim the Equalizer. She tells them she was supposed to seduce Dean and make sure they saw the werewolves kill each other and they try to fight. But, she blew her demonic load and knocked their socks off, and Sam is unconscious, and Dean volunteers to give up the gun to save Sam. It was funny, the look on Dean's face when Lilith mentioned she was supposed to seduce him. It was like a look like hesitance, like he thought, maybe I'd dig that. Nah, it's an evil bitch, I'd rather kill it. So we cut away with Dean and Lilith leaving this, and Sam passed out after Lilith rocked him. So we cut to a scene in the future of Sam and Dean locked in battle across the bunker. An epic throw from the upper level for Sam, and Dean jumping down in a superpowered fashion. Are we going to get a superhero landing? So, Dean has the mark of Cain, and the first blade again, killing Sam as Sam begs. Damn, dude. That's crazy. So, Sam wakes up, scrambling to catch up with Dean and Lilith. Meanwhile, Lilith is talking to Dean in the car. She tells him about Chuck, and about his writing, and about the end coming, and how it will be brother versus brother, and the Werewolf Brothers was foreshadowing. It was funny Lilith called Chuck a low-rent Dean Koontz as a writer. So, soon we get a capture standoff with Dean and Lilith, and Sam busts in, and he uses a double trap bullet on Lilith, and that's the end of that. Not really. Shockingly, Lilith has enough power to remove the devil's trap bullet, and eventually Lilith retrieves the God gun, and melts it to a puddle, and she blinks out. Well, now we're definitely chucked, ain't we? So we cut away to the boys, back at the bunker later, and Sam trying to call Cass, and Dean telling him that Sam gave him a heads up about Lilith, and that's all they can really do. Damn, Dean. What the hell? For real. This does not bode well, my dude. Just saying. Also, let me just say, y'all better have picked up that hardened puddle of God-gun goop. Moving on. It's time for an epic steaming BM scene. Of course I continue that joke. Come on. Dean made the joke back in the episode with the Supernatural the Musical, and I took it upon little old me to continue it in these reviews. Moving on yet again for the last goddamn time. Jesus! Sorry, had to. Anyways, the conversation is Dean telling Sam God was supposed to move on and leave, and Sam's all like, why don't he just kill us already? But Dean tells him the ending is supposed to be one brother killing the other, and then Sam tells him about what he's been dreaming. Finally! So they make a point that the wound from the equalizer may be putting Sam in Chuck's head. And Dean gets upset thinking they are stuck in a hamster wheel till Chuck ends it, but Sam suggests that they fight. And we end the episode on a powerful moment of Dean teary-eyed saying, how the hell do we fight God? And they fade out silently, pondering what to do. Well, now I see how the title of the episode and the Bible passage of the same name are connected to the episode. Learning the weight of the situation brought Dean to tears, showing that his heart is being heavily tested. Actually, it's both of them being heavily tested this episode. Before this one, showed Sam with a heavy test on his heart as well. He's not even sure he will pass the test anymore. Well, damn, man. This is testing my heart right now. So, to sum it all up, Lilith is back. The boys now know where everything is starting to head. The God gun is gone. And the creature of the week did not even matter at all. But anyways, solid episode. Interesting to see Lilith back, and holy shit, that bitch is powerful. The emotions and the sheer weight of it all was on point, and they leave us full of intrigue for the next BM. So, all in all, it was a good episode, and I can't wait to see the next one. And that will be Wolf 420, logging off. Always keep fighting. Have an awesome day. Be excellent to each other. And as always, people, peace out.